each year was commemorated in the Gambia by the Gambia Association of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing with a march past with terminated at the July 22nd Square. At a moment when advocacy campaigns by organizations are embarked on to publicize the work, demands and requests of deaf people, this year's commemoration adopted the theme, Bilingualism is a Human Right.
The theme reminds us that deaf people should receive equal rights to language and communication as everyone in the Gambia. We should strive to give them both our information and our educational system accessible in Gambian Sign Language. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, everyone has the right to benefit from a full and varied curriculum. Yet it is important to recognize that deaf people cannot easily access written and spoken language.
The Gambia Association of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing has helped deaf people to prove that they can rely on the Gambian Sign Language as a means of communication and participate in the society for the improvement of their lives. The Gambia Association of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing has helped deaf people also to begin speaking confidently for themselves.
The president of the Gambia Association of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, Abdulkarim Drame, took on the day's deliberations, highlighting their greatest hurdle at the time, which is the inability to travel given to the limited buses available to them. Drama dilated on various concerns they wish to be addressed by local and national authorities, with more posters for directions inclusive. The general public's response to their activities is deemed not too positive, which is a cause of concern for deaf persons in the Gambia. The International Deaf Week is believed to be an avenue which has the potential of stimulating greater efforts to promote the rights of deaf people throughout the world. With bills ratified and the rights of people with disabilities promoted to some extent, officials still believe a lot needs to be done. For Grts News, I am Ajami Sise.
The Brazilian government has donated 500,000 metric tons of rice as relief aid to victims of last year's crop failure. Louis Mendy was at the handing over ceremony, and he reports the intervention was channeled through the World Food Programme as part of the UN emergency response to the crisis.
Families from 19 districts which suffered from last year's general crop failure continue to receive relief aids. The Brazilian government is the latest to chip in, donating 500,000 metric tons of rice, equivalent to 166,667 bags of rice, to feed 206,000 people for a period of 2 months. A statement from the head of the Brazilian diplomatic mission based in Dakar says Brazil is pleased to help Gambia at this time the country is in need.
The Brazilian government is pleased to help the Gambians in these dire times of hunger by donating rice for 206,000 vulnerable people in a partnership with the United Nations World Food Programme and the European Union. Fighting this problem has been a priority for us for the last years, as the Zero Hunger Program demonstrates.
The rice was channeled through the World Food Programme as part of the UN emergency response to the 2011 and 2012 crop failure. The European Commission humanitarian organization, called in short ECHO, established some 20 years ago to provide assistance quickly and efficiently to people caught in crisis, provided the needy funds to accompany the Brazilian generosity to the Gambia.
This joint assistance from the Brazilian government and the ECHO will greatly strengthen the efforts of the World Food Programme in meeting the target set for this emergency operation in the Gambia. Thanks to this contribution, the World Food Programme will continue to provide food and nutritional assistance to vulnerable groups in the 19 most affected districts of the country.
Today, Brazil, with the assistance from ECHO, has come forward to help the Gambia and is now providing 5,000 metric tons of rice, which we understand receiving 1,500 today. The rice will be distributed to 138,000 people over a period of 3 months. while waiting for the next harvest. The current situation in which the Gambia finds itself with more than 200,000 people considered to be at serious risks, of which 25,000 are children.
Abdul Koli, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, said the donation came at the right time. He described the new emerging partnership between Banjul and Rio de Janeiro as a good example of the South-to-South cooperation.
Attaining food self-sufficiency and ensuring food security for our people is a key objective of the government of the Gambia, and this is amply reflected in our agricultural and national development blueprints, that is the Gambian National Agriculture Investment Program, GNIP, and the Program for Accelerated Growth and Employment. These sectoral and national development plans have been well articulated, and if the right funding is made available for their implementation, we will be making a giant leap in our efforts at poverty reduction and ensuring food security in the Gambia.
World Food Program is the largest humanitarian organization in the forefront in fighting hunger and poverty. Therefore, with this Brazilian donation and that of others, the World Food Program will continue to be better equipped in helping reduce Gambia's vulnerability to the impact of future crop failure, and to build nations where children are not only protected from malnutrition, but enjoy healthy physical and mental growth. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Well, agricultural extension workers from across the country have undergone a week-long trainer workshop on seed production and quality assurance. The capacity building program is the product of a partnership between the West African Agricultural Productivity Program, WAP, and the National Agricultural Research Institute. Samuel Ba has more.
2011 crop failure, which is blamed on that year's erratic rainfall pattern, the Ministry of Agriculture and its partners are doing their best to improve agricultural productivity. This is what is embedded in the WAP project. The West African Agricultural Productivity Program is here for the farmers, and the value chain approach for agricultural productivity starts from the seeds to the final consumer. This particular training is organized to arm the agricultural extension workers with the requisite knowledge that would enhance seed quality assurance for farmers. Sheikh Tijan Sose, project coordinator of WAP, underscored the important role quality seeds play in achieving the objectives of WAP, adding that the innovation platform for technology adoption objective of supporting farmers cannot succeed without good seeds.
The WAP cannot be successful if at the end of the 5 years we are unable to strengthen the seed system of this country. So, let's see it. And extension, agriculture, for example, cannot also succeed without having the capacity to be providing good seeds for farmers. And how do we provide good seeds for farmers? We started, try to establish seed centers, well equipped. You have, the technical people collaborating with you and the WAP, enhancing them with the infrastructure, the equipment, and the genetic material such as breeder seeds, which NARI will, use based on our commodities that the WAP is supporting, which is rice, maize, groundnut, and other 2 commodities. They will multiply that breeder seeds, and then eventually to produce foundation seed, which will be given to seed producers. But the training starts from here.
Agriculture is a key player in the economic growth of the country. This, according to officials, is an obligation for the WAP project by way of bringing together all stakeholders on board to work as a team in the quest for quality seed assurance.
The role of each and every one of us here today is very, very important. You will be planning during the next 5 days. You will be going through systems of how to keep that quality assurance in place, how to maintain that quality assurance in place. Sertijan, the project coordinator, has also said that there was a gap between research and extension. And to bridge that gap, said earlier that in the mechanisms created under the CADEP, you have the IAR4D, which is a mechanism for attaining the objectives we've set ourselves under the CADEP.
The WAP project saw an increase in the number of seed products